Alright, so here's the 120 gallon I've got set up. I built this stand custom so I could have a little cutout window for a small Refugium sump down below where I'll put corals, because this main display tank will be predator fish, triggers and puffers eventually once it's done cycling. Right now I've just got a few damsels, some high-fin cardinals, got some purple firefish, and purple pseudo in there as well. Anyways, in the main display tank, you see the outflow where my pump is pumping water up into the main display tank from the sump down below. We've got a valve right there so I can turn it off, so I can clean up this Y valve right here that prevents any water from siphoning back down into the sump down below. Over on the other side, we've got the overflow box. So when the water in the aquarium reaches the right level, you can see it sucking down into the overflow box right there. And then you can see in the back, I've got a siphon going on the middle pipe. I've got an open going on that left one, and then I've got this safety right here just in case it ever reaches that level in the overflow. It will go automatically down that tube. And you can see the fish I've got in there to cycle it right now. I've got the high-fin cardinals, a couple of damsels, I've got purple firefish, and then there's a purple pseudo in there as well. But I guess I'll show you the sump where all the filtration is. So you can see I've got a Octopus 110 Classic Skimmer going on right here. The way that works is the bubbles collect any waste, and as the bubbles pop, they leave the waste on this chamber in here, and the more and more bubbles push that junk all the way up to top to eventually where it spills over into this cup. I've got it dialed in pretty good right now, but it's still breaking in a little bit, but almost. Behind it you can see the wet dry that I've got going on, so all those tubes that you saw in the overflow box come to right here. And then they're deposited here where I've got bio wheels in the middle and then bio balls on the left and the right. And then they filter down, and you might not be able to see it, but I've got a couple of stones back in there for beneficial bacteria to live in as well. This pump right here pumps water all the way back to the UV filter back here, and you can see the light on the UV filter. What the UV filter does is it kills any bad viruses or diseases or parasites that might be floating around in the water. So it's important to control diseases in the water. And you can see the return hose right there goes right back into the sump where it came from. And then it flows over this bubble trap, underneath the bubble trap, and then back up into the Refugium sump part. And then you can see the water goes over here and it goes down through this filter media. I've got a bunch of carbon right now in there. It goes right through there, and then it comes over to this area. Now this pump on the front, it pumps water up right here into the algae scrubber, and it goes along this tube and then filters down into onto that mesh screen right there. And you can see the LTD is on right now that are the right wavelength to grow algae on that mesh. Eventually algae will start growing on that mesh, and the algae feeds on all the bad bacteria that you want to get out of the tank, and it basically cleans the tank of impurities by growing the algae, because the algae feeds on some of the fish waste, the ammonia, nitrate, nitrite. But anyways, that should help. You can see on the side the water flowing into there through the tube, and then it goes down the pipe that has the valve on it into this filter sock. The filter sock keeps any bubbles from going back up into the main display tank. And then you can see the pump way down in there. That pump pumps back up to the hose that goes all the way back up into the tank. And that's the filter setup that I've got on the 120 gallon. And that sump down there is a 50 gallon, and it probably has about maybe 40 gallons of water in it at all times. So altogether, it's about 160 gallons of water in the system. So far, so good.